session before lunch, and this session is on partnerships and collaboration. Thinking here. There you go.
You want the chair down here?
Okay, the institution lead here, Trey, I think, commented this morning that he finds this region to be relatively more collaborative than other regional arts communities that we've seen, because it does seem like we kind of partner flexibly. There's all sorts of partnerships that come together. So today we thought we'd bring together a panel of speakers who are involved in some fairly innovative projects, newer, and a couple of which I think it's fair to say are doing things that probably would not happen at all if it was not for a group of partners coming together. I think another, Trey is my boss here at Interlochen Center for the Arts, and something he'll say to me a lot when we talk about either collaborating within the institution or outside of the institution is the goal is to come up with something where 2 + 2 makes 5. And so we're going to explore today how partnerships work or don't work, and we'll be taking questions. So the guests are here. I offered them each one slide. And Cindy, we're going to start with you and Blissfest Music Festival and the work you're doing with regional communities in the Traverse Bay area. Now, it looked to me from all the photos you shared in the folders, and I picked these 3, that you were basically putting musicians on just about every street corner from Charlottesville to Sheboygan.
Yeah.
So tell us what you're doing and who the partners are and how the roles work.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm sure some of you have heard of Blissfest Music Festival. This summer will be our 40th year. We're returning to the festival after a 2-year hiatus from the pandemic. But not everyone knows about Blissfest Music Organization, which is actually an organization. And we present music year-round. And so for this panel of collaborations, we're talking about the work that we do with our area downtowns and communities. So we partner with 4 cities right now, and we bring musicians to all the area farmers markets. And what we do is we've approached we've got 2 new ones in the work, Charlotte and Sheboygan this year, and we work with downtown Petoskey and Boyne City. And we approached these communities and we said, hey, we want to pay artists better, and we'll pay half the fees. And so we have a simple contract that we work with the different downtowns. Blissfest operates as a fiduciary. We book the musicians, we get a nominal booking fee, which is just more, token just for that service. And we both have an agreement in this contract where we both co-market, co-collaborate. We meet with the area cities or downtown events, and we ask, what is your theme? What do you want? What do you want to achieve? And then we also offer booking services for other downtown events, and one of these is Harbor Springs Street Music, so that's every Thursday night, there's musicians, and then we book the musicians, and we have a different partnership arrangement with them, but we are still bringing opportunities for local musicians. And then we do one-offs for like Boyne City has an event called Stroll the Streets, and so they contract with us to do some events with them. And then downtown Petoskey's contacted us to do a couple of events with them this year too. So, and we did a new one last year during the pandemic, a really sweet little concert series for the Pelston Village Library. Pelston's very small, but Pelston is the closest school to our farm, and we were working with the Friends of Pelston Library, and they wanted to, they're a really active group at the school there, and they're trying to create more arts and culture just downtown there. So we're always open to collaborations. We get to bring some money to the table so musicians get paid more. We co-market, and we just think it's stronger when we're all working together. And we are in the process right now of, we're going to be adopting a 3-year abbreviated strategic plan, and one of those identified objectives is creating more opportunities for regional artists. And all this worked out just nicely with that.
Were the markets already paying musicians to perform?
They were, but we basically doubled what they're being paid. Because we're paying half of it, and said, hey, let's pay artists, this stage, and we'll pay half of it.
So what's the biggest challenge of what you're doing?
I think it's capacity, usually. We would like to do more. We like to do more and more, but we can only do so much. It's I think that was kind of a thing this morning about you have to make decisions, what can you do, and what can't you do. But everybody's very receptive to it, so it's not a challenge, and the feedback from the artists and the feedback from the communities and the amount of people that see the artists, it's all good.
Amanda, why don't you, you're actually, we're on to Molly Sturges.
Do I just start? Okay. Hi everyone, I'm Molly. I'm going to talk for a few minutes here, just 2 minutes, okay? About Stories That Heal. So this is an entirely new project that is happening in Benzie, and there's quite a number of people in the room that are actually part of this. This is a project that would absolutely not happen. Well, it might have happened, but certainly not like this without really strong and real partnerships that came together very quickly. Just to let you know what the project is, it's a music and storytelling project based in Benzie. It's community sourced. So it's about 2 months long. I guess that's all relative how long the project is, isn't it? But 2 months on the ground. And I would say it's very much focused on community health with a very strong lens on what we refer to as mental health. And so the project, in a very short time, has been able to connect with and create with many different community members. And we'll be culminating at the Garden Theatre on May 15th with a concert and community dialogue. And the partners, I just want to really be very clear about this, the network, Mary Gillette and the network have been, it wouldn't have happened really without the network for reasons I'll explain in a second. Peter, right here, in Interlochen Public Radio, the project started really with a conversation between us. During COVID, yeah, a few conversations, and so I've been doing this kind of work as an artistic director and composer in many places in the United States and Europe for about 28 years. So I'm very used to coming into spaces where the partnerships aren't there yet, the initial conversations, how it rolls out, it can be all sorts of things. So Peter and Mary, I'm looking at Tim Jones back here, right there. Tim, can you put your hand up? A huge part of this project, such an amazing force of good, and songwriter and producer, and the Garden Theatre. The Garden Theatre has been Frankfurt is a really important partner, and I'm looking at more cities as well, all of our art centers. So in a short time, we've had an ability to bring a lot of people together. The work is really touching. It's kind of been amazing to see how many people. We've done everything from working with the frontliners at libraries. I think librarians are frontliners in this time, and so we did a write your own power song with families. You got to come to the concert to hear I'm going to give you a rainbow, which is one of the songs. We're creating 4 new pieces of music. You can hear a few of them today over at Interlochen Public Radio, I think 3 or something like that.
Correct.
Yes, that's correct. And then there's other just really important pieces. There's Interlochen is going to be creating a podcast series, 4-part podcast series. And the project is really based on the premise that there's still a lot of stigma about, I don't know about you, I haven't been going through a very easy time, most of us aren't. There's still a lot of shame, there's a lot of stigma And that as we come together and share stories, it really, really goes a long way. And it's not just sharing stories, it's also the music. I'm a composer, I think I mentioned, by training. Tim's a fantastic songwriter, lifting this through music, and then we also made a pop-up choir, because Benzie has a lot of singers in those woods. People like to sing, so we're like, let's just do a pop-up choir, and they kind of choose, and they're like, what's a pop-up choir? I don't know, let's see how we do. And we have been, so we come to concert, you'll see a pop-up choir. And you don't need to read music. So, just making avenues for people to participate and meet them where they're at. That's kind of really important. So it's based on deep listening and I'm just saying real partnership. And just in this case, like people that have been around the block, and kind of just like there was some trust in this team. So we were able to do a lot in a short time. Of course, it's easy as an artistic director to just say, oh, this has gone well or not gone well. We only know by what people will say. We only know with time, so we have to keep listening and learning and stuff. Is that all right?
It was pretty good. How many musicians did you pull together? Can you explain how you find them? Because that's been the part that I found really remarkable.
Yeah. Well, it is kind of remarkable. Well, I'm looking at Tim over here because he can answer this. So, Mary was the first person, I'm in Benzie kind of part-time and work a lot of other places. And Mary was like, Tim Jones is in town. And, his wife is running a garden and apparently he's done a lot of this. So I started program writing music with people in hospice. It's not the most common thing. I started with the Santa Fe Opera and did it for 12 years, writing music for people in hospice and then intergenerational, like people performing the songs. I met Tim and he's like, yeah, I've been writing music for people in hospice. And I was like, what? That's a rare bird. So, he just happened to be there and Tim went to go see a band called Stone Folk, and this is a really interesting thing because they're in Traverse. They're kind of like, I don't know how to just anyway, they're a band, and I'm used to pulling musicians together for each project. It usually takes a lot more time to build the repertoire. Tim was like, Stone Folk's here, they said yes, and it's, musicians, a lot of artists want to be doing really meaningful stuff right now. We just are looking for it, and just want to be. And so they jumped on, and then it's talking. These projects are about relationships. It's just talking to people, who knows who, and it works because people know if you're for real or not, it turns out. And so I don't know if you're deciding this question. And then there's all these singers, you guys, they're all over the place. They just want to sing, so that's, yeah.
That's great, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, hand the mic to Amanda. And Amanda, can you tell us about what Crosshatch Center for Art and Ecology is doing at Commongrounds?
Sure. For doing that, I just want to tell you guys a super quick story. That's okay. So, Sunday afternoon, I was in Golden Gate Park in San Francisco, and it was a beautiful day, and I was with my 11-year-old daughter, and my sister-in-law, her aunt, had brought along some roller skates in case she wanted to do some roller skating at the outdoor roller skating rink there in Golden Gate Park. And my daughter's like, no, leave him in the car, I don't need him, I'm not gonna roller skate, let's just go to the park, have a picnic. So we get to the roller skating rink and there's disco music and other great dance music, blasting, and there's a woman with this long gray hair and flowy bell bottoms going around, sometimes backwards, and somebody sparkly roller skates with no shirt, and there's little kids, and there's old people, and they're all just in it and grooving out. And I look over at my daughter, and she's grabbing roller skates. And I said, oh, are you gonna skate? She says, yeah, these are my people. So I wanted to tell that story because I got in the car this morning in Bel Air, and it was gray, and it was early, and it was a really long drive to Interlochen, and I got here, and I saw Melissa, and I saw Sarah, and I saw all these people that I know, and I was like, oh my God, these are my people. And we're gonna go here. Thank you, Mary, for bringing this all together. And that big, okay, sorry for that long introduction. We are part of a collaboration within a collaboration in like the most collaborative project I've ever been part of. And it's very complex, but we're part of the performance space called the Alluvion in the Commongrounds building in downtown New York City on East Street. Commongrounds is a cooperative real estate developer working on projects that are by and for the community, serving community needs. A very quick overview of the building. It's a 4-story building. First floor is has food and beverage with Higher Grounds Coffee, Iron Fish Distillery, and Tony Vu in charge of the food program. Tony is the executive chef at the Good Bowl in Traverse City. There's also an early childhood center and retail space. On the second floor is the performance space, which I'll talk more about in a moment, and Commonplace co-working space, Groundwork Center for Resilient Communities has their offices there, along with a teaching kitchen. And then the third and fourth floor is workforce housing, very roughly. So the Alluvion is the performance space, and this is a collaboration between Crosshatch, Commongrounds, and Jeff Haas, who's a jazz musician, and maybe you either do know or should know. So we're working together. We came together. Crosshatch is a 501c3 nonprofit. Jeff Haas is an LLC, and Commongrounds is a co-op. And we came together and formed an LLC to run this space. And we all have the ownership share that can get into 50 to percentages, MOUs and operating agreements and all the things. But really the goal of the space is it's a performance space that can fit between 150 and 170 people seated. It's designed to be an intimate performance space so that you can get a really amazing experience between artist and audience. And it was designed at that size in part because we felt like that was what we call the missing middle. So right now, musicians and performers can rent out a very large space, which they may not be able to afford to do and may not be able to fill. Or they can perform at a bar, which can be a small space, but a space where often people are really listening to the music. So this is designed to really fill that void that we felt was missing in the region. It was originally designed by May Irwin before we got involved in the project, and she had been looking in the nooks and crannies of Traverse City trying to find a space that might work for performance. And so she got hooked up with this project, she designed the space, and then she was asked to run it, and she said, no. She said, I'm a musician. She said, but the folks that you should talk to are Crosshatch. So we've been involved in the project since 2018. And if the supply chain gods are on our side, they may or may not be, we're looking for October occupancy. So you can all start seeing programming, maybe this fall, maybe sometime after this fall.
So let's go right in. I asked in an email what we should talk about. You brought up good governance, good systems to manage what sounds pretty complicated. Tell us what you've learned along the way about bringing all these individuals and groups together to pull this off.
Yeah, so I think part of why we were able to enter into this pretty complex working agreement is all the work that we've done before. So in the 17 years that Crosshatch has been around, almost every single one of our projects has been collaborative. And some of those experiences have been amazing and some have been like, we leave us wanting for more. And across the board, I think the thing that has really helped us is being very clear from the get-go about who's doing what and where the money's coming from and where the money's going. And so we're very fond of MOUs and operating agreements and a lot of these processes that I think people don't get super excited about when we work together. But like, I'm gonna work with Blissfest, it's gonna be easy, it's gonna be music, it's gonna be art, it's gonna be so cool, we're gonna dance. But then like, you know, if you don't have the conversations up front about like being really clear about roles and finances, and then you get to the end and you're like, wait, I thought we were gonna do sales, we're gonna pay sales, what the heck? You know, so good governance and processes are super important for successful collaboration.
Yeah, it sounds nice that at the front May said, I'm an artist, I need someone else to do this, and you stepped in that role. So it's understood, you guys are really to do back the work and make it happen.
Yeah.
All right, let's go out to the audience, and if someone on Zoom has a question, how do I get that? Will that show up right here? Okay. We'll start with Ruth. All right, I'll throw one out. So Molly, you said in our pre-panel exchange, you said something to the effect of collaboration is easy to say, it's harder to do, or it's harder to realize.
I think that's true. What do you guys think? Well, I think it's a very easy word to say, that in a partnership. Like, hey, let's partner, or let's be a collaborator. And it's something we collaborate our whole lives. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like collaborating is a big part of life. And yet, to be really, like what you're saying about governance, I hear that as like transparency and clarity and taking that time to build a really good foundation and to ask the questions that are maybe in the field that aren't coming up, and how do we make spaces for that. So people can ask questions, we often don't have that time, but I think it's really important to fight for it and to be really honest about it. And so yeah, I've had a lot of collaborations doing so many projects over the years where, you know, it sounds so great and it's not at the end of the day. And so what makes a good collaboration, and taking inventory about that for yourselves, to be really clear about needs, capacities. I think it dignifies us, me, another person and the project, and also really, really, really goes a long way towards having true impact. So that's, yeah, I don't know, you guys want to say anything about collaboration or?
Again, I was looking at because we have something in the works for this fall. And we also have another collaboration with the Tree Art Center in the fall too. And I recently learned where this thing came from. It's a Brene Brown thing, but it's something that we talk about all the time. It's clear as kind. And so we just want to be really transparent and just get it all out on the table so there's no confusion or misunderstanding.
Yeah, it occurs to me that we have a number of others in the audience who have also had some real interesting collaborations. I think about some of the things that have come on Good Part, with our rapids and the others. Would anybody who would love to share a comment too?
You take the mic.
didn't mean anybody.
Hello, I'm Becky Lancaster with Art Rapids in Elk Rapids. And recently I was saying I've been speaking to Peter and we're working on the sound garden coming to Elk Rapids because we heard about it going around communities last summer and said, whoa, we want that to come here. And as a result, over the year, we've been working with Ian Jones to set up community collaboration, which we have, and we had, because of COVID, we had to start at a very small level. But in a short sentence, it's trying to get our community, who's 45 minutes away, to become more aware of and willing to leave their small square box of entertainment and visit the campus and get to know Interlochen. And on the other hand, we would like Interlochen to see us 45 minutes away and start doing some satellite type projects in our small community. What I was going to ask a question about our panel, collaboration, what we've been frustrated with probably since 2005, 2006, is we've always tried to collaborate and support the arts and culture programs in our elementary and high school and offer scholarships and money. And it has been like pulling teeth. And what we have found is that the school community coming off their campus to collaborate with nonprofits, it's not only encouraged, it doesn't, and I don't mean it's not encouraged in a negative way, but it's clear they don't know how. We're always hearing they don't have time. So we make it as easy as possible to fill out a one-page form and we'll give you $500 type of thing, and can't even get that to the point where we stopped that offering and try to figure out ways to further or how to affect more of a student body, maybe more in a larger project. But this is one thing with collaboration, we're hoping with the Interlochen collaboration is to get the attention of our school system to buy into this, this not experiment, but this opportunity to share the Interlochen culture with our student body and also to get them to be down here on occasion and bustle or to attend a February dance concert, whatever it is, so it's opened up to school situations. But I guess we've always, because we're so small, we look at who we can help, and our school population is always the immediate. And that it's not how they look at us. And I guess our challenge has always been to, hello, we're here, we have some money, we're here to provide arts and culture experiences to our community, and yet we can't seem to quite get that recognition or that feeling that we're a collaborative foundation, and that's what we're asking for, and that's what we're interested in doing.
Let's ask if anyone up here has success stories of partnering with schools.
Okay, I have no advice for partnering with schools. If you crack that nut, then please, and anybody else is welcome to any suggestions. But what has worked for me in other situations is going to an individual or organization and saying, how can we help you? How can we add value for your project? And that seems to open doors and to create relationships to then be able to go back and say, okay, now we've done this thing, here's this other thing that we're, hoping to do. And I found that to be successful. Just not school.
Similarly, I would say, meet them where they're at. So are you asking them, how can you help them?
Yes.
Yeah, so I think that's it. And then the other thing I always think about is duplication of services. So are you really, is it necessary that you do that particular piece of work? Or is there somebody else who's already doing that piece of work in the community that you could actually give money to execute that art? So those are just the two thought processes.
Thank you. There's some people out there who have some-
As a comment for a somewhat successful school collaboration, I'm Sarah Hyman, Executive Director of the Glen Art Center. And when we pivoted during COVID, it forced us to, the Art Center doesn't have a performing arts auditorium, we have certain deficits to our programming. And so I was charged to go out into the community and see what resources that we can have collaborative projects manifest. And one of them was the Glen Community Schools. Glen Arbor is an affluent community, their taxes pay for a lot of awesome things, and they just finished, I can't remember if it's a $2 million cafetorium in their school space. And so just going up, furthering, kind of seconding what both of the panelists said, I went to them and we just had a conversation about their strategic vision and our strategic vision, and they were ready to play because they had a deficit in an organization that they didn't have enough resources to provide arts opportunities, artistic performing arts opportunities. And so that has kind of created two opportunities for us. One, we're also hosting Soundgarden as a musician in residency program. They're going to be with us for 3 weeks, and we're doing some playground performances. We're having, the school is hosting Quintango, which is another group, for free. We're paying the artistic fee, but they're allowing us to use them as a community resource. But secondly, they just started a new arts elective in their middle school, and instead of doing a once a week 30-minute art class, their 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students can elect to do every single day an art class. And so they approached us and said, do a student show. And we were like, okay, everyone gets a medal, like great. And so we kind of pushed back at them and said, at the Art Center, we're all about technique and process, and we want everyone to have a creative life. Everyone wants to produce the same painting in the same art class. So we challenged them and said, we would love to partner, but could we have a juried student show where the children have to read the prospectus, they have to learn there's certain parameters, and they were up for it. And so we're in our 2nd exhibit with them. But it's just kind of doing a riff, trying to figure out how we can both work together, and it's worked out great. So.
We have a partnership. I'm Amy Gillard from the Harvest Festival Club, and we have a partnership with the Good Heart Artist Residency, who started a writer's residency. They started before we did, but in 2017, they brought in one writer, and they brought that person in during the festival, and then we included them in our programming. And since that time, they've expanded to 4 or 5 writers during the time of the residency, but one always focuses their time in good art during the Harvest Festival book, and we incorporate them into our festival. So it's been a wonderful experience. Anything else to add? I'm Sue Kelso with the Art Artist Residency. I'm sitting here with Amy as a collaborator, and also Benjamin Cheney with the Croft Residency. And we just pulled off a collaboration with 5 organizations, and one was a school. And really what I say with working with schools is bring a former teacher, because you really need to build a relationship with individual teachers. Sometimes that's really help grassroots, how they start, and it works up through administration, approvals, and all that. But our recent Lone Wolf collaboration was a multifaceted, and this is why I like collaboration to being a small organization, is we can bring in expertise from dance, okay, we can bring in expertise from writing, and it just builds enthusiasm, makes it a much bigger I guess, action in the community with arts if people bring in all the different organizations with expertise. But being a small organization, we don't have the facilities, we rely on those collaborations to get arts out in the community.
Hi, I am Sue Crowner. I'm the executive director for Arts All Over Michigan. And we have had a very successful collaboration with the Northwest Education Services, formerly TVIC, with Grand Traverse County for the last 10 years. And like the other said, it's building that relationship and starting that relationship. Luckily, we have had champions at Northwest Education Services to begin with that felt that it was a very important mission to provide all mediums of art, make that accessible to all the special education students in Grand Traverse County. And so we actually train and work with all the therapists through Northwest Education Services. We do that training in the fall, and then we employ over 50 local teaching artists to teach in our Art Escape program, and that runs from January to April. Fortunately, they collaborate with us and we manage this program, and so they actually set aside part of their budget every year for this program for it to run.
Okay, we're just about to time. Want to have a little more?
Can I give a shout out to?
You can give a shout out to anyone you want.
Okay, well, it's actually to our, to the MAP programs. Actually, what came to mind is, and just keep it just in your mind, many of the organizations here are already getting operational support, and thank you to Michigan Association of Chiefs. Michigan Council. I will get that down by the time I'm 70, I think. But also, we run, the network is a rebrand for the mini grants. Many of you, some of you, when you were small organizations, started with mini grants, now you're getting operational support. Some of you still get mini grants. No, it's your cause, but that's a nice way to basically partner in the communities. A community partner can apply for the mini grant to work with you. That's a win-win all the way around. That deadline's gonna be August 3rd. The other thing is we have school, there are school mini grants that have basically gone unused for 2 years. Schools have been in a weird place because of COVID. But you can get $500 bus grants. They don't have to go through all the rigmarole with, a big grant application. It's pretty simple. Do it then. You have to register in Smart Symbol. Can't help that. But $500 for buses. Buses can take people that it's an arts experience. To an art park, to the museum, to a theater, to anything. So those are there. Pretty easy in and out, but more so, $1,500 for arts equipment and supplies. So I want to kind of put that out there. It breaks my heart that we have not been able to give out $7,000 each year for the past 2 years to schools. And you know what school art budgets are like right now, so let's do that. But it's a great way to partner together. You can be that advocate. This is my mission this year, is to kind of get those things out so we, the side benefit is we'll kind of reallocate some funds and get a little more money, but still, there it is. We love those programs, and just remember that a lot of these communities don't know that those mini grants are available to go and apply, but many of them can, because they're nonprofits, because they're a school, because there's something else. It's really easy to figure out what that synergy is, and I'm happy to talk you through it. If you got an idea, let's talk about it. Those of you, got some folks here from Sheboygan, we're Region 2, you got Region 3, and Ms. Justin Christian Cooper over at Dartmouth Law. And up in the UP, we Ella Benoit, who is here on Zoom, and also Sue Roll, who will be there from Market. That's correct. Sorry, so that was my commercial for today.
Alright, and I think we made it to lunch. So thanks to panelists here.
Yeah.